because God is love. And God only recognizes his own nature. So somebody that sends you negative energy, or somebody that sends you negative thoughts, or somebody that does whatever it is that they do, if they direct it to you and you have this protective shield of love, it's going to be mirrored back to them. Because we are one. Whatever you, if I do something to you, I might as well sit in the mirror. Get away from me before I slap you.
Cat trying to get your water.
I may as well stand in the mirror and do it to myself. Because I am one with you. But people don't recognize that, and they don't recognize that if you are love, what you put out there eventually will come back to you. You may not get it from the direction that you sent it, but everything goes in a circle. It eventually will come back to you, and when it comes back magnified tenfold. It's not going to come back the way you sent it. It's going to come back even exponentially.
Yeah, I'm keeping. She said, "Let me show you. So you can't see the light ain't on. You can't really see the cat. Maybe later on I'll take. Maybe later on I'll take a picture of the cat so folks can see the cat.
You know, talking about the cat. Curiosity killed the cat.
But satisfaction brought him back. Let's talk about an ego defense mechanism. I heard a psychologist once say that a lot of this drama we have in the hood, and guess what? There's folks out here watching this who live in the suburbs, in wealthy suburbs, working class suburbs,
and still experiencing the same drama.
And they got drama because everybody got their own set of dramas. When people think that if I had $1 million, I ain't gonna have no problems. The millionaires, and I met a bunch of millionaires, and I met a few billionaires. They got their own set of problems.
Absolutely.
Trust me. So let's go back to the ego defense mechanism, because it doesn't matter if you make 20 grand a year, 20 grand a year. People get into this ego defense mechanism where you disrespected me, and then they'll get all loud, or people not comfortable with themselves, or you bruise my ego, so I got to lash out physically or verbally at you. It's all ego defense mechanism.
Absolutely.
How do we control this ego, especially when most of us are uneducated? There's a lot of illiteracy here out in the hood.
It is.
So
Absolutely.
how do you learn to control your ego, to relinquish your ego when you can't read and write?
You know, I don't think it has anything to do with literacy and ego. What I think, like I said before, people emulate that which they see. If you come from a community that is ego-based, where we live is primarily ego-based, I noticed that I live on the south side, but I noticed on the north side, people they relate to one another a little bit differently. But when things happen in your life, you self-sabotage because you haven't learned that, first of all, you haven't learned that you deserve to experience something good. You know, you have that sense of low self-esteem, I don't have any self-worth. So when things began to happen in my life, my ego is going to sabotage all of that. It's not going to allow me to receive, because I'm going to put up a barrier, I'm going to do something. Oh, I knew you didn't love me in the first place. So, I knew that was going to happen but you've done everything that you could to bring that about. All that is, but I'm noticing that with people, they are learning to transcend that ego consciousness. They're learning to let go. And it's not easy, but they're learning to do it. And it's not something that you necessarily, if you come to my teaching center, you'll learn it. But I don't think it's something that you have to go somewhere to learn. I don't think you have to go to a therapist. I don't think you have to go to a psychiatrist. I don't think that you have to go to confession. I think it's something that if you learn to be still and know that I am. Be still and know. Just be. Just be. If you are just still, you'll recognize that you're not this physical body. You're not your emotions. You're not your mind. You're something greater than this. There's something, these are the ways that you express yourself. And once you learn that the ego, which is part of the lower mind or the subjective mind, once you know that it's a good servant, but it's a cruel master, you learn how to begin to master it little by little by little by little. My dad, who never got out of 8th grade, he was, my dad was born in 1899. They didn't even have cars back then. My dad was one of the most self-contained, self-educated, calmness man there ever was. He did not allow ego to get in the way. He lived a life of service. He gave, and he constantly did. He was a member of AA. He went to AA meetings regularly. In fact, he went every morning and opened up the club, made coffee, and he did what they call 12-step calls. If somebody needed to talk to somebody to keep from getting drunk, he was right there, Johnny on the spot. The more you give of yourself, the less of the lower self you have.
So a lot of us are takers, though. You know that.
Oh, baby.
We take. We want somebody to give us something, and if they can't give us something, we're going to take it. Meaning by breaking in your car, breaking in your house, robbing you because if I ain't giving, so I'm taking.
You know, I was talking Sunday about, there is a scripture that says, if you don't work, you don't eat. And that's not only literal, but that's metaphysical. If you don't work, you know, there are a lot of cultural pimps out here who are taking people's money and not giving them anything substantial in return. And, you know, that's just as bad as somebody breaking in your house. That's just as bad as somebody stealing your car. They're stealing your trust. They're stealing your whatever it is that you're giving them. And that's just as bad. You know, it's going to come to an end. Trust me. It's going to come to an end.
We're taping this, what is this, the 4th of December we're taping this? Something like that. Now, when was this Mayan calendar supposed to begin?
Okay, well, we have the Mayan calendar, on that particular aspect of the Mayan calendar ends December 21st, 2012.
So
that does not mean the end of the world.
Okay, so we're taping this on the 4th of December. But the end of the world, is some people have misconstrued what's supposed to be, or it's going to be based off this tape here.
It's not only the Mayan calendar, it's the Hopi Indians, all indigenous religions. They had different ways of projecting their prophecies. And that particular cycle is supposed to end on December 21st, 2012. The Kali Yuga is going to end. There are many different cycles that are ending, which means that the Piscean age that we have been in for over 2,000 years is coming to an end, and that we are going into we are in the Aquarian age now. It means that the earth is in ascension. It is it's revolving higher and higher. Humanity is revolving. Your RNA, your DNA, everything is changing. And it's for the better. It is not for the worse. It is not to the end of the world, but it is the end of the system as we know it.
That means, does that mean World War III, calamity,
no.
All hell gonna break loose?
If you ain't living in hell now, I don't know what you're waiting on.
But I know, like, so you think when this new age, well, this you know, it's like the day, you know, you have the night and the day, and they always interact, if you will. It's darkest for the dawn, all that kind of good stuff. Do you think that you'll be a consciousness raising in the world?
It's happening now. It's happening gradually. Nothing happens like boom. You know, you can go to bed tonight and feel terrible and wake up in the morning feeling great. Things happen unbeknownst to you on a conscious level. But consciousness is gradually changing. Consciousness is gradually ascending. And we are coming into more enlightenment because there's more light coming into the planet. And you know, this still goes back to law. The more light that comes into the planet, people who are spiritual and who are attuned to that light, they begin to have an increase in their consciousness. People who are not attuned to that light, as the law says, for every action there is an opposite equal reaction. They're doing a complete and total fool out here.
And that's what's going on out here in the hood.
They're killing each other like 40 going north. But there is no death. I don't believe in death. And anybody in the metaphysical community does not believe in death. It's changing of one form into another. What hurts me about this situation is not the death part. What hurts me is the anger that these children have, the rage that they have, the non-conception of taking a life. That's what hurts me the most. That they don't. They're doing things out of ignorance because they don't know any better.
They really don't. But you were saying that whether you are a 15-year-old or 10-year-old in Chicago, or you are somebody, most people watching this show, because my demographic, demographics watching the show, they 40, 50, 60 years old. We have to be still and know.
Absolutely.
And what I mean by know that these people ain't out to get you. No one's really trying to disrespect you, because a lot of folks think you walk through the house or you walk down the street, they out to get me, they out to target me, and and no one's really thinking about you. I mean, how do you learn that?
I think that's really part of emotional illness. There are so many people that I know personally who are so, they didn't speak to me and they disrespected me. But you don't know what's going on in that other person's mind. Maybe they're in pain. Maybe they've experienced, maybe they're like me. I'm legally blind. I might walk right past you and not know who you are. I'm not disrespecting you and I'm not ignoring you. I didn't see you.
I know there's probably people right now watching this show, hear my voice, they see me on the show, and they say, Mark ain't called me. Mark don't talk to me. Mark don't look at me. Mark is ignoring me. And I said, why don't you call and email me? I'll talk to you. But they probably sitting at home. You people right now, they sitting at home tomorrow. I'm lonely. Nobody love me. Nobody care. Why don't you pick up the phone and be nice to people? You'd be surprised what happens.
Get up and volunteer. Go to one of my best friends. She's right now at a soup kitchen helping people. Get up and do something for somebody else, because what you do for others, you're actually doing for yourself.
But there's a lot of people, they watching it, they got cable, they got the internet, they at home by themselves. They lonely, ain't nobody, I ain't got no man, I ain't got no money, nobody love me. And my mama she really abused me, and my daddy left me. But this stuff happened 40, 50 years ago, and they sit in a home miserable. Mm-hmm. Why should they be miserable? Or should they be miserable?
Because first of all, they're not recognizing what's going on. Y'all have to forgive me for scratching my nose, my allergies are acting up. But I was reading today in my one of the periodicals that I read, and it says, we live in the past, and we project into the future, but all we have is right now. Right now, everything is fine. Right this very moment, I am fine. Right this very moment, if I think back to what happened to me in 1902, I might not be fine. If I worry about what's going to happen next week, I might not be fine. But concentrate on your breath. You cannot breathe a breath for 15 minutes ago. The only breath that you can breathe is for right now. You cannot breathe a breath for 10 hours from now. The only breath that you can breathe is for right now. Concentrate on right now. Right now is the only opportunity you have. This is your point of power. This is the time that you can make a change. This is the time for your new beginning. So what if you don't have no money? Money does not make you. So what if nobody is in your life right now? Make the changes within yourself that make people want to be in your life. Make the change within yourself that's going to generate the finances that you require or that you desire. Stop being so mean. People are mean.
So I know you believe this, so I'm being rhetorical. What we have and what we think we have and the reflection and what we see and everything is all reflection of our little brains. Is it all up here?
Oh, not the brain at all. The brain is just a physical organ. It's all in consciousness.
So what we think we lack is a reflection of our consciousness?
Yes. Whatever you think about increases. If you concentrate on lack, you're going to increase more lack. If you concentrate on prosperity and recognize that whatever it is that you desire, you have the ability to bring in a manifestation, you will bring that. But, I look at my life. I can't even tell you how many kids, not only my kids, but everybody else's kids. And I used to go through a thing every September because I had to come up with tuition money. I went through a thing every December because I had to come up with money for Christmas. And I would worry myself sick. And then one day I sat down and I said, wait a minute, hold up. If I'm praying about this, why am I worrying about it? Let me release it. Let it go. If you pray, don't worry. And if you worry, don't pray. Now, if you don't believe in prayer, you don't have to get down on your knees and holler and scream to some unseen deity in the universe. The God within you, the Spirit of God within you is who you talk to. Just get quiet, be still, and know that I am God. The I am presence of God is within every individual.